Hi, Trans. My name is Selena, and I will be leading you through the printing and operating funds tutorial. In this video, you will learn how to use approved funding to print promotional material for your events, what operating funds are, the kinds of items you can purchase with operating funds, and where you can access the money. So for printing for TAP events, your student organization must have an approved funding source to print flyers or posters. And two of the main funding sources are AS programming funds or funds held within your Student Life Business Office on-campus account. And to print for events, you have two payment options. You can either come into our office to pick up an imprints form, or you may pay for the print order out of pocket and request a reimbursement. For the reimbursement option, you must be a principal member and submit your online reimbursement request form no later than 14 days after the purchase date, along with the PDFs of original itemized receipts and proof of payment. You can find the reimbursement form on our website, and there is another video on the reimbursements page that goes over how to submit the form. Moving on to operating funds, each year, AS allocates a certain amount of money to all registered student organizations to purchase items not covered by programming funds. The amount that AS allocates each year changes, so the best way to find out how much money was set aside for this academic year is to check the latest AS funding guide. I'll go over what kinds of items are allowed and not allowed later on in the video. But just know that operating funds are on a first-come, first-served basis, so be sure to utilize the funds as soon as you know how your organization would like to use them. You can access operating funds through the Student Life Business Office so long as you are a principal member. So operating funds are limited to the following items: flyers, posters, banners, tent covers, blue tape, yarn, string, zip ties, AS graphic studio services, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat ad filters, print materials not specifically denoted, such as brochures, pamphlets, and other printed items, advertisement in the CSI Get Involved magazine, and pop-up tents and tablecloths. More permanent items like apparel and laptops aren't allowed. And any promotional material funded by operating funds must feature the AS logo on the final project. The AS funding guide goes into more detail about what you can and cannot purchase, so you can also refer to that as well. And if you have more questions about specific items, you can reach out to the financial controller or the senior AVP of student boards. So some on-campus services that you may use operating funds for include AS Graphic Studios and imprints. AS Graphic Studios offers student organizations discounted prices for graphic design services. They also offer a free consultation for students to establish ideas and plans. And first design proofs will be delivered within 2 to 3 weeks and continue until approval by your student board. For imprints also offers all types of printing services like flyers, posters, and banners. And you can submit your online order through Print Connection, which can be found on our website or on the imprints website. And moving on to how to access operating funds, you will work directly with your Student Life Business Office Fund Manager. And whatever you are purchasing, if that amount exceeds the operating funds total, your org will be required to cover any of the additional costs. The final date to request use of operating funds also changes each year, so be sure to check out the latest AS funding guide for the deadline date. And at any time, any principal member can check your organization's operating fund balance by contacting your fund manager or visiting during drop-in hours. Lastly, we're going to go over the payment options for operating funds. So they're really similar to the options for printing for events. The first option is coming into the Student Life Business Office and picking up one of the 3 forms that we offer. We have one for imprints, for the bookstore, and also for AS Graphic Studios. Our office will take note of how much you estimate on spending, and then you can bring the form to the respective locations and use it as your form of payment. It must be utilized within 7 days of picking it up from our office. The other option is paying out of pocket and requesting a reimbursement. So like I mentioned earlier, within 14 days of the purchase date, you must submit an online reimbursement request form along with the PDFs of original itemized receipts and proof of payment. So that wraps up this video's tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to contact any of the SLBO fund managers or visit our website at slbo.ucsd.edu. Thanks for watching.